I have a scenario. Suppose someone who has no problem to fulfill all the requirements as required. However, because the currency window is just 3 years, if someone just during these 3 years has scaled down the work because of personal reasons, and would you look into the years prior to the 3 years to consider if the person is qualified for the registration as grandparenting?
Well, anybody is eligible to apply through the regular route to registration. The grandparenting is for established practitioners in Ontario who are, and the purpose of it is so as not to disrupt client-therapist relationships. Somebody doesn't have 750 hours in the previous 3 years. I mean, if they're just shy of it, it may be something that the registration committee can look at. But again, these are details that I can't really answer at this time. Yes.
Sorry, perhaps I haven't been clear enough for you. Yes, the person is still practicing, still practicing independently, and also follow all the regulations of the association. And it's just that within the last 3 years, the person has to scale down the work, but still have ongoing clients.
I do understand the question. Yeah. But what you're saying is if they don't have the 750 hours, how are we going to deal with it?
Within this 3 years.
Yes, within the 3 years, and I think I've answered that
so
question.
It doesn't matter whether you have 10,000 hours in the past, is that what you say?
I'm saying that I don't have the answer right now. I can't give you a detailed answer on that. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Steve?
Joyce, earlier you were saying something about the government's pushback against the two titles, or something about that. There's a holdup in getting approval because of that. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what the government's problem is, or what you, without going on sort of record, but what's the problem?
Well, what I can say, what I have said a number of times, is that we've been dealing with the ministry for, prior to submitting the regulation to the ministry in January, the registration committee and the council worked on all of this for 2 years. We had any number of meetings with the ministry and different versions and iterations of the draft regulation, and we kept them apprised of the route that we were going with the RMHT, which basically we identified that there are many professionals out there who work in allied professions, shall we say, who do use psychotherapy technique and provide psychotherapy services, if you like, as part of their practice. People such as addiction counselors, children's mental health workers. There's quite a range of people in the broader mental health, addictions, and social services sector, I guess we could say. And in identifying those people and seeing them as future members of the college in the RMHT category, the ministry, very late in the day, came to see that there were rather, this thing had long tentacles, and there are significant potential repercussions or implications in our regulating these people. So I'd say the ministry kind of woke up in the spring and said, well, really this is going to have significant implications for some of the other ministries and some of their programs, and we need to talk to our colleagues within government and other ministries and some of the associations, and so they embarked on a process to do that. And there was so much focus on this whole issue around whether we would be requiring a master's degree, and a lot of debate, discussion, letter writing, government lobbying, et cetera, that issue seemed to absorb a lot of the attention of the ministry, and it was rather later that they focused on the implications of the RMHT category as we were defining it. So they've been doing their own due diligence, and we will see where they land, and we expect that will be very soon.
Okay, Joyce, I want to thank you very, very much for coming down here, and then for giving such an informative report. For many of us, even who have been following it all the way through, there's still more information you had to give today. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I've been told that I speak too close to the microphone, so if I'm too loud, just put up your hand and I will try to move it further away. Lunch is now served. At 12:30 we will be having a presentation, so I'd ask you to get your lunch and mingle and talk to people, and then as long as you make sure you're in this room at 12:30 for our new presentation, which you'll hear all about at 12:30. Thank you.